Hi, this is Kim, Wild Women Studios. We are back at the deck modification. This deck modification went horribly wrong. I'm so sorry to report. So what I did was I used Master Touch acrylic, and it's really thick. And I had stacked my deck together in small piles and clamped them and thought everything was glorious. Look at that. Look at that gold finish. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. So I went to pull them apart, and some of them separated with no problem at all. And then some stuck. Fronts and backs. I have destroyed the entire deck. I'm so sorry to report. And it's one of my favorites. So I'm going to keep plugging. So since it's on the front and the back, and some of it's pretty severe, like, you know, that's pretty bad. That's pretty yucky right there. And it's on fronts and backs. The best thing I had was to take some more of the gold paint and kind of go around and make it look intentional. So there was some, I can't do it one-handed. So there was some that was pulled off down here, and I kind of dabbed some paint around and did some in the corners too. I don't know if this looks like, you know, totally ridiculous or not. This is my personal deck. I probably will not be doing readings for other people with it going forward because the cards don't match anymore, and it would look like I, you know, might be pulling cards on purpose. But I will use it for myself. I don't know if this is the best solution or if I should just take a border and go around with a solid, you know, a solid strip here on the back side, and then I just don't know how I'd address it on the front. So I guess I'm going to just continue on with what I've got going on here, and it looks kind of like hammered new, but it's all right, I guess, for me. So I put a little sun on the sun boy there. I don't know. I'm not real pleased with how it looks, but like I said, it'll do for the deck. So I'm going to keep plugging with this. If anybody has any better ideas about how I could fix this mess, you know, that might be good. Because like I said, it's on front and backs, and it's left white paper exposed, which is not good. Part of the problem with this, because I've modified one deck, had no problem with it at all. I have two decks that have given me a harder time, and they're just less expensive decks. The card quality, the card stock is not all that. So if you get paint on the slick part, technically it should wipe right off, and that's not an issue. And I didn't have problems with the other decks I've modified. But this one, it was used, some of the areas had already kind of flecked up where they've separated from the core, and so yeah, and I just slobbed the paint on. I probably could have been, you know, a lot more careful than I was. But I got all cocky and confident because the first one came out so well, and I thought, oh, I can do this. Yeah, well, now I got a mess I got to deal with. But I'm going to keep pressing on. And, you know, if it's worth showing when I get done, I'll bring you back. And if not, I'll take my sad little tarot deck in my office and hide in shame and use it only for myself. But this really is a great deck that a lot of people like. I mean, it's just really pretty. It's got the fairies and the gnomes, elves, mushrooms, pan, ogres, and rainbows. It's just really a lovely deck. And like some of the cards, the death card is one of the prettiest I've ever seen in here. But the cards are just lovely. And so I hate to not use this deck anymore. I mean, look, there's the Phoenix for the Temperance card. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to keep plugging. I'll let you know how it goes. So not all deck modifications work out quite as successfully as one would hope, is the lesson here. Thanks for stopping by.